Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Peas and today I'm going to be talking about the film Puppet Master. I was 11 years old when this film came out. My dad had picked it up from the local video shop after he decided to take a break from decorating the hallway of our house. He was painting the ceiling and swigging on Bacardi and had developed a hankering for cigarettes. In the 80s and 90s, it was perfectly fine to hotbox your 5 children in a small council house living room with cigarette smoke spewing from your boozy breath. My dad's got dangerously high blood pressure and a temper to match. The cigarettes took the edge off his inebriated rage, and combination of drinking cigarettes would help drown out the sound of mine and the rest of the family's voices. The good old days. Anyway, he came home, still wearing his slippers. He had his cigarettes, newspaper, and another bottle of Bacardi, bottle of Diet Coke mixer, and the iconic red video cassette case that came from our local video shop. I remember popping the box open and reading Puppet Master, and I thought, what the fuck is a puppet? Later, when Dad put the film on, and I watched a bunch of living puppets murder a few psychics, it dawned on me that once the film had ended, I'd have to go to bed, and it was very likely that one of, if not all of, these little bastards were going to be waiting for me underneath it, ready to drill my cranium or fill my anus with leeches. It also dawned on me that these things were puppets, not puppets.
In a house of mysteries.
This hotel seems to have quite a history, Mrs. Gallagher.
Who are you people?
A research team with special powers.
Puppet Master, directed by David Schmoeller and produced by Full Moon Features on a tiny budget, opens in 1939 at the eerie Bodega Bay Inn on the California coast. Here we meet Andre Toulon, a gifted puppeteer who has discovered a mysterious and constantly changing method for bringing his creations to life. While hiding from some naughty Nazi agents who want to steal his secret, he conceals his living puppets in a hidden compartment in his hotel room, setting the stage for strange events that will unfold decades later. And just in case you're curious of how Andre Toulon does escape the clutches of the Nazis, he puts a gun in his mouth and blows his brains out. So now here we are in beautiful 1989. A group of so-called psychics, each with their own powers and a couple of questionable hairstyles, are drawn to the Bodega Bay Inn after receiving unsettling visions and an invitation from their former colleague, Neil Gallagher. Upon arrival, the psychics meet Neil's widow, Megan, and discover Neil himself laid out nicely in a coffin. He's dead. As they split up to investigate, the psychics realise that they're not alone. Toulon's puppets, long hidden away, emerge with deadly intent, turning the investigation into a fight for survival. As the group tries to understand why they were summoned and what secrets the inn still holds, they uncover a deeper plot involving Neil and the power he sought to control. The film blends a bit of supernatural, bit of humour, and killer puppets into this classic horror setup that left the door open for the franchise's ridiculous amount of sequels. I think there's like 15 films in total in this Puppet Master universe. So what do I think? Puppet Master, you beautiful bastard. I love you. The first time watching this film, my 11-year-old, could have been 12-year-old, head full of paint fumes from Dad painting the hallway is a core memory. As is the long sleepless night that followed when the film finished. I'd gone up to bed, scooted halfway down the mattress, right, under the thick duvet which I've put over myself. And then I dragged my pillow and put it on top of the duvet, on the edge to make like a little hatch. Yeah, that would stop the puppets, particularly Miss Leech or Leech Woman, whatever you want to call her. Stop her from getting to me. I spent that night laying as flat and motionless as humanly possible, sweating and breathing in my own perpetually recycled breath as I was trapped under the bedding. Eventually I blacked out. This went on for a couple of days. The plot is straightforward and essentially like most B-movies, it's wafer thin. It's the least important thing about this whole film. Long and iconic Puppet Master theme and intro credits plays, psychics, killer puppets, some kills, graphically violent finale. iconic Puppet Master theme. Job done. The characters, their hairstyles and personalities are like time capsules of the birth of the 90s. All of the characters are twats, and you don't really care for them. You're just waiting for them to be murdered. It's like opening up an advent calendar during December. You're excited to see who is going to be killed next, and by which puppet. And it's glorious. The puppets, they're awesome. First up, you got Peeping Asian Doll, who just sort of sits at the window, peeping at Nazis. God knows where this little guy is for the rest of the film, because after Andre Toulon, the Puppet Master, blows his brains out, he's just gone. You got Blade, a trench coat skull-face puppet with a hook for one hand and a knife for the other. He is excellent at the game hooky-handed blade hands. Hand. Then we got Pinhead, a strong and big-built bastard with a ridiculously tiny bald head and massive fists. Tunneler. This little guy has a drill bit for a head who bores through his victims. I reckon you could probably use him to whisk eggs too. I don't understand completely what's going on with his eyes. He looks like he's having drugs for breakfast, lunch and dinner, then drugs for a cheeky supper too. We got Jester, who, not surprisingly, is a jester. He's got this rotating face like a sideways fruit machine display, which allows him to show different emotions. I think he's the leader. He just kind of points at stuff and does a bit of a sad face from time to time. Sometimes he'll do a happy face or like a sinister grin. And then to finish up, this is the one that freaked me out the most, Leech Woman. It's like this female puppet who vomits up blood-sucking leeches. The way she would gag and gurgle as leeches came out of her mouth, and those pure black eyeballs, Jesus fucking Christ. Imagine seeing this thing as an 11-year-old. The puppets just tear their way through the psychics. You got some throat slashes, you got a bit of drilling going on, some fingers get chopped off, you got leeches spewed all over a guy. And a lot of the attacks are from the point of view of the puppets, which is really cool. So now I know exactly what it would be like to be a killer puppet. Exactly what it would be like. There's no denying that Puppet Master is an important slice of horror history. It's an icon in the Full Moon film library. One that Full Moon have sadly shit all over after the third movie. The only exception to this injustice being The Littlest Reich, a Puppet Master film that kind of exists in a different multiverse. Not only is it the most gruesome Puppet Master film of the series, but it's up there as one of the most nastiest horror films that I've seen, period. I might come back to this one for a future review. Now, although I love this film, giving it a watch recently on my 4K TV exposed way more than the filmmakers would have wanted. Outside of some pretty cool scenes where stop motion was used, rods and fishing wire manipulating the puppet's limbs are impossible to ignore. Confirming that some films should just be left in like a standard, I don't know what, fucking 24 dots per inch, rather than being upscaled to 4K. For all its rough edges though, I genuinely think a few moments could still unsettle a young teen today. But those scenes are buried between big hair, gratuitous boob shots and barely passable acting. And these elements would pull a modern audience right out of the experience. And what do I give this film? I give this film a 7 out of 10. Go give it a look. This is a cheeky little charming movie. Go on, you like your horror films, yeah? You like your horror film, you like your little killer puppets. Go and give it a look. And if you do watch it or have seen it before, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Genuinely, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, feel free to give me a like. If you didn't like it, give me a like anyway. Come on, we be buddies. I'm a nice guy. I really like your face. Peace be with you. Always.
And peace the clown, absurd and